If you have a vision and you have a dream, the next step is to take action and make it happen. Hey, and welcome back to the Squirrel Show. I'm your host, Bex, also the CEO of Squirrel Social. And today I have a very special guest for you all. And you probably already know who it is because she's talking right now. That's right, I'm talking about myself. I'm going to share my journey, a little bit about myself, and kind of where I got started, where my humble beginnings began. So, ever since I was little, I knew from the get-go that I did not want to work for anybody else. I always wanted to work for me. I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to be running the show. I could remember a time in kindergarten where they made us sit behind a computer screen and take this quiz that supposedly told us what we were supposed to be when we grow up. And I remember sitting there like, why? I don't want to take this quiz. And the answers I got back, I was like, but I don't want to be any of those things. So as a little girl, I even knew like there was so much more for me. And fast forward now to 2020, when I graduated college, it was the pandemic. So basically I got out of college and there was no opportunities in sight anywhere. The whole world shut down. So instead of just sitting at home and, contemplating my life essentially, I got to work. I started teaching myself how to build Shopify websites. I launched an e-commerce brand from that Shopify website I built, and I taught myself how to market the brand on social media using the affiliate marketing skills I had learned back in college when I started in 2016. And at that point, when I was doing affiliate marketing, I was just doing it because I truly enjoyed posting content and creating content around these different products, even if it was just for a discount on the product or just for a free product in general, or even just a commission. So once I started posting about my e-commerce store, I started doing a little bit of influencer management with micro-influencers, reaching out to them on social media to send them free product too, so that they could promote it to their audience and really spread the word about my brand and my name and everything. And so the brand basically did pretty well. I didn't feel passionate enough about it to keep it going, so I waited until it sold out, and then I had a lot of extra socks left over. I had ordered way too many socks from China. I mean, we're talking hundreds of pairs of smiley face socks. I don't know why or what was going through my head when I was ordering these socks. I just got so excited about them. I've always really loved socks, I guess. But anywho, I ended up selling off the rest of the product to a local boutique where they partnered with local people, and basically we would split the profits 50-50. What sold in their store, I'd get 50%, they'd get 50%. So that was the end of that brand. Then I had gotten an opportunity as a freelancer to work for a digital marketing startup, and there was only 3 of us there, so I was managing like 10 of their clients. It's pretty much where I learned all the basics of design and copywriting on a professional level, and how to advertise these different brands and grow them online. And after my contract ended with them, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to go out and get my own clients and my own businesses that I'm going to help. And so that's kind of where Savvy Squirrel was born, or Savvy Squirrel Social, which I'll tell you the story behind the name in a little bit. And essentially, while I was still working for other businesses, like little side jobs, doing not what I wanted to be doing, I was still scaling my business on the side of that. So I would go out to different businesses in person, introduce myself, spark up a conversation, see what they were doing for their social media, tell them about, the benefits and why they need to be using social media for their business and the importance of it in today's world, from a digital standpoint. Like, you really have no choice now. Like, you have to be online. So just really educating them on where the industry was going in terms of marketing. And I managed to get some clients from LinkedIn, some word of mouth referral clients, and then some from in person as well. And now at this point, like, my business wasn't profitable enough for me to be able to do it full time on my own. But like I said, I was still doing other tasks with other businesses on the side. I was in an HVAC office doing finance while I was doing my business, and I was working doing marketing for a school district while I was still running my business on the other end. So I was busy. But let's talk about the name, because I get a lot of questions on how I came up with this Savvy Squirrel Social name. So when I started my business, I was like, okay, this is going to be a marketing business. It's going to be pretty much on social media. So I was like, I wanted to have the word social in it. So then I turned to Google and I was like, okay, Google, what is another word that you would use when you're saying you're good at something that starts with an S? And a whole list of words came up, and there was the word savvy. So I was like, yeah, I like that, savvy. And then I was like, but I can't call it Savvy Social, so I need something in between there. And I basically turned to Google again and I said, what's an animal that's social that starts with an S? And squirrel popped up. So I was like, that is perfect. Savvy Squirrel Social. And I started the Instagram page for it. I was just posting tips and tricks and, different things for growing on social media and driving traffic to essentially contact me for help with that. And it went good for a while when I first started it. This was back in 2021 I started. And then it got to a point where I was like, all right, I really need to take this to the next level. I want to scale this thing. How can I do that? So there was this girl online. Her name is Lucy Vincent. And I had kept seeing her videos all over the place. Her just posting about how, like, her story and her journey and how she grew businesses past these like astronomical like revenue marks. And I was like, oh my God, like she really knows what she's talking about. So I ended up getting a DM from a member on her team. And this was about, I think this was 2022, I believe. And I was like, not sure. I was like, should I invest in this coaching program? I don't know. And I ended up diving head in. I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose at this point. Like, I'm already losing my sanity because I'm not sure how to grow this business. So I was like, you know what? Here you go, Lucy, take my money. I am ready to do this thing. So I invested in her coaching program, and it turned out to be the best investment I ever made in my life. I generated revenue after her coaching program like crazy, and I ended up being able to literally pay back the loan that I took out to go through her program like in an instant. So it paid off so much. And her coaching program went into so much more than just growing a business, but also the mindset that comes with it. And that was something I had really struggled with and I needed so much help with. And honestly, if I had not gone through that program, I don't think my business or me as a person would be who I am today or where I am today. And for that, I am so grateful. So this is your sign. Like, if you're scared to take a risk, like, just do it. Just go for it. Because if you don't take a risk, like, there's no reward that you can expect. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if you do take that risk and you mess up, like, then it was a learning opportunity. And that's how I see things too, is like, if it doesn't go the way you plan, then you just learn something and you change it for next time. So I invested in her coaching program, and I was still living on Long Island at this point. And I basically, like I said, after that, like, I learned the skills I needed to really scale my company and the mindset that I needed to move forward. And I pretty much feel like I created my dream company and my dream life, and I ended up down in Florida where I am today within like 6, 7, 8 months of being in her program. I honestly couldn't believe it, and I couldn't have done it without her. So that was a huge milestone and stepping stone in my journey. And now I have so much fun just helping all different businesses across all different industries with their companies, scaling their business, whether it's through my coaching programs or doing their social media, their content shoots. And this is just one piece of the puzzle. I mean, I am now working on a startup, and I launched a book, I guess you could say it is, even though it's a journal, but I guess you can categorize it as a book. And I'm just working on so many other businesses too that I just feel so passionate about and have such a drive for. And it's just amazing being able to really live your life that you've dreamt for yourself. So like if you're listening and you're like thinking like, I want to start a business, I want to create my own dream and my reality and everything, like you can do it. You just have to take the action steps and do it for yourself. I always say, like, do you want to work for your dream or do you want to work for someone else's dream? And personally, like, I'd rather work for my dream. So that's kind of how I started everything. And I guess like a struggle that I face in my business today is the fact that I am so young. I mean, I started my first business at 22. I'm 26 now. I've had my marketing company for 3 years, but I look like I'm 18. So it's hard in that sense. A lot of people look at me like, you're so young, like you're not like, but the thing is, like, I've been doing this for 8 years. I started in college. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm passionate about what I do, and I love helping the businesses that I do help, and I'm so grateful to get to connect with all these different business owners, and it just makes me feel empowered as well, being surrounded by like-minded people and even people that are further ahead of me in business too, because then I look up to them as mentors and we all help each other out. And it's a really powerful thing, like your circle that you surround yourself with. But yeah, I just wanted to take the time to talk about my journey a little bit and what I'm up to, since I do get a lot of questions. So if you're listening and you're contemplating that business, just go for it. And you can always send me a DM or reach out to me. I'd be happy to bounce ideas with you or just give you support if you need it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode then.